Hello Aries, and this is your reading from the 12th of May until the 20th of May 2018, and welcome to my channel. And also, if you are an avid viewer, welcome back. Thank you for all your support, and thank you so much, love all of you. Okay, so this is for Aries for this time frame. It's like a snippet, so it's going to be like a shorter kind of version, not like the main. It's like in between the main readings. So let's have a look here what we've got for Aries. So I do get around Aries, I'm going to be using my medieval deck. I do get around Aries that there is confusion. There is confusion. Confusion in what sense? I feel that you have reached this kind of epiphany of evolvement, and that's the energies I'm getting for Aries. And it's like you're watching, it's like you're in the centre of some kind of show, or big kind of show, drama. That's what I'm getting to begin with. I'm not really, and I feel that the people that are around you, you're kind of thinking, why do I even associate with these people? Why am I even around these people? Why do I give these people the time of day? Because they're not the sort of people that have worked on themselves. They're not the sort of people that are looking for a higher self. They're not, all mindfulness. And although I do feel that you're trying to be mindful about this, so you're trying to be mindful about these people that are crazy. You cannot, I get crazy people around you, and you cannot understand, and you try to understand why these people are like who they are. Now, these people could be family, they could be siblings, they could be in-laws, they could be just people at work, and you just feel like you're in this sea of this craziness. I don't feel it's you. I don't feel it's you. I feel this is you noticing the world around you, and even walking down a shopping precinct, there's craziness going on around you, and you can feel it because you're hypersensitive to that now, because you have spent much time learning about it, or spent time observing. But this observance of this society is just, you look at society and think, well, yeah, there's all these individual people and everybody's different, they all have their quirks, but where is the love here? Where is the love between humanity? It just seems like a selfish kind of commercial self kind of self-centered kind of world, and that's what I'm picking up here. And I get many people who think like this actually go and be like a hermit because they cannot associate with the world anymore. And I'm not saying you're going to be like a hermit or anybody like that who's just going to go off like some kind of into the woods, into a forest or the mountains, where you're not going to be faced with these people. I'm just thinking, sometimes you feel like that. Sometimes you feel like running away to some kind of mountain and just running away in some cabin and staying there. I don't feel it's you as per se. I feel this is in general. That this is in general with the main population. So Aries, you want to run away to your cave. So much craziness around you. You'll say something very sensible or very intellectual or very meaningful or reasonable, and you'll get some crazy shallow answer back, and you think, oh my god, you know, where are these people in this world that can have a two-way sensible intellectual conversation? Because some of these people just shout back at you or rage at you, or take it out of you. You seem to be like an alien in a crazy world. Now I say this because you know, I used to be, like I say, I used to be a nurse, so and I used to work on really acute wards, and I'm kind of like comparing here. And it's like me working in a crazy ward, like where everybody's on detox, and I'm doing this job for maybe 5 years, and I'm going to the same kind of ward where everybody's on detox, off heroin, alcohol, you name it, and I'm just giving the drugs to help them detox. And I sometimes, and I know I have got empathy, I've got compassion, but sometimes I used to stand there thinking, gosh, these people, I feel like I'm the only sane person on this planet, because I was kind of saturated with these people around me. And it's like that feeling, you know, that you feel even in the normal world, you feel like you're the only person that's actually got the head screwed on. Yeah, yeah, and I get sirens as you hear around you, and there's all craziness going on. So yeah, it seems like the world is spiraling out of control, and you're stood there in the middle of it, and it's like, what do I do here? What do I do here? What can I do about this, about humanity? I can't do anything about this. And like me when I was on that ward, and I know I keep going on about this, it's like a comparison. When I was on that ward, you know, I used to stand there and think, oh, not stand there working, but I used to think, what can I do about this in society? You know, it's a conveyor belt of people who self-medicate, and I'm just supplying the drugs to detox off this self-medication. And I used to think, well, what can I do about this? I can't do anything. I'm helpless to do any more than just give what I can here. And in that process of being good, the goodness and the helping, and I'm not saying I was looking for any kind of validation back, but I used to get really confused in, you know, it used to affect me after a while. You know, what about society? What about, is this the way it is? And entrenched with people like this around you. Now I'm comparing this because this is how you feel, okay? I'm comparing this as like what I know I used to feel in that way. I'm just stood there, I'm kind of helpless in helping. These people will never change. With all the help that's been given here from me, as I can hear you saying, these people are never going to change, and I'm just going to be stood in this whirlwind of craziness here. So going back to the beginning of this confusion, because you've been through your rebirth moment. You've been through your rebirth moment. and now you're confused. So why would you be confused over this? Yeah, taking you for granted, the Four of Wands. I feel, you know, these people are selfish, these kind of people, and yeah, they've got addictions, they are self-medicating, they have underlying mental problems, but you can only help these people so far along this line, you know. And I feel after a while, these kind of people, when you try to help them, start to take that for granted, that you are going to be their backbone. And this is the Four of Wands in reverse. Like, this should be, you know, it should be like this. It should be harmony and living in harmony, but it's not. It's not living in harmony. It's this crazy land. It's this crazy town, okay? Crazy town. I'll just pop that card there. Because I'm going to put that card there because I'm going to use that in the reading. And you're just watching things spiral out of control in front of your eyes, and you're thinking, I can't do anything. And I get this helplessness. I get this helplessness from you. Whoever this is, family, partner, spouse, I think you're looking at your own life here, seriously looking at your own life. And again, I'm comparing it to when I was studying in the middle of that detox ward. You know, I need to get away from this. I need to, you know, this is all I'm seeing every day. You know, these self-medicating people who are selfish. So I need to look at how you know, I used to feel like running to the mountains, and I think I did do that. I think I did run to the mountains. I used to escape a lot because I think it's a way of coping. But when you're faced with this in your everyday life, and I think this is prevalent in cities and this kind of thing, so, or even your families. So you're looking at a new opportunity because you're looking at opportunities for a different way of living. And I think a lot of us are. You know, many of us, if we're honest, you know, we struggle to get through this life that we feel is not suited to us. You know, it's like, you know, this just crazy town around, there's sirens going around, there's all of this going around us, and there should be peace. There should be peace, and there should be love. And this is how you feel. You feel dissatisfied with things around you, and fed up of kind of putting up with this, tired of putting up with this. It's not serving you, okay? You know, this doesn't serve, these people around you don't serve you. You know, you're a person, intellectual person in the middle of this chaos. How on earth does this serve you as a person? You know, you may have studied, you know, you may have studied very hard. Even if you haven't got a degree, you may have studied, you may have really put a lot of work into your self-love and who you are. And realising this epiphany that this does not serve me, it does not serve me. It may even be your work. You may even be a nurse, okay, who is surrounded by all these crazy people that are damaged, and you are trying to make sense of all this, and you can't do anything, and it's at the end of the day, it's just a job. It's just a job. Although you're supposed to be caring and compassionate, these people are selfish. I don't give a damn, and you're supposed to give a damn about them and pity them, feel sorry for them. I think that wears thin after a while, you know, when it's constant, you know, conveyor belt of this. So it could be a work situation, you know, and it's quite poignant that the sirens are going outside, because you could actually be in the police force. You know, you see this on an everyday basis. Not saying that you need a break. I think it's more than needing a break. I think it's, you're looking at, I need a different life. I need a different kind of lifestyle. So Aries, and I hear you saying, well, that's life, you know, that's life. Yeah, I've got a teenager who's on drugs. I've got a son who is growing up to be very rebellious, and I'm very concerned. I'm the backbone here of this family, and you know, that's just life. Yeah, it's just life. I do feel that you are grounded. I feel that you're spiritually grounded, and you are heading towards a completion. You are heading towards a completion. And I feel that you've made a promise to yourself that I will do this one day. I'm not going to be in the centre. There's something that you are promising yourself, that you're not going to be in the centre of this chaos forever. And there's arguing, there's drama, there's arguing. There is a sense of feeling isolated, which did kind of worry me. You do feel isolated in this situation, because you feel like you're in the centre of this crazy town, and you feel isolated within this, because now this is saying that you need to create space. If you can't kind of get away from this, and it's like these people are crazy town, La La Land, you know, and lots of, I get mental illness too. The moon card, you may have people around you who's got mental illnesses, and the neighbour, the guy across the road, that stalker, that ex, you know, all of this mental illness around you. And you're trying to understand, and I can see that because you're compassionate, you're empathic, so you're trying to understand all of this. You're trying to understand, oh, I don't understand, but I'll try and understand, but I still don't understand, kind of thing, you know. It's crazy. This is connecting with your own energies, which I don't like. Okay, I don't like that, this craziness connecting with your own energies. And I do get the King of Cups. And now I feel this person is also suffers from some kind of goes into some kind of their own world, and you try to reach them. And I got that next to, and you didn't realise that it was a mental illness. I get this King of Cups kind of just goes along with everybody. It does not kind of have any kind of backbone, and you try to understand. You do try to understand this person. There is indulgence here. They may be drinking, and I get self-medicating too, so there may be some alcohol involved here, or drugs. I guess this is what they're going to like hermit mode, and they're going to a cave. So there is a little bit, I'm not saying all of you, but there is, maybe this is this energy that you've got here, that this person is hiding a mental illness, and they self-medicate with alcohol, male or female. And I see you quite clean living, and I'm not saying you're perfect here, but they also do they do feel that you are perfect. I do get you saying, you know, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be drinking that, you shouldn't be, it could even be a son, you know, you shouldn't be drinking that much. And, you know, you'll wake up in the morning and there's beer cans everywhere, and you're saying, you know, and you're acting like Miss Perfect, and you're saying, you know, this like shouldn't be here. I don't want to see this every day. And what they do is get up, stand up, stagger around a little bit, and then walk out of the room, and then go out or go away for 3 days, like escape. So there you again going back to the isolation here. You go back to this isolation of this crazy town. Gosh, I don't know why I'm picking up these energies, but I'm obviously reaching out to somebody here to help. You've tested this person's strength, because you're not realising, you know, they feel tested by you, and you're not realising that actually the behaviour may be something to do with an underlying problem. Well, I know you're saying, well, this is just life, it's just the way it is, and we have to get through it the best we can. For instance, I'm kind of comparing again, I went for a lovely walk the other day in a place that I adore, and I went to walk around this big, historical, beautiful cathedral and like priory, and it was amazing, the architecture, and I was admiring all the architecture, and it was a beautiful sunny day with the blossom on the trees and lots of old oak trees, you know, that have been there years and years and years, and you know, overhanging these great and green leaves and everything. And I was walking down this path around this church, and you know, there was bluebells, you could smell the pollen in the air, and I felt so it made me feel great, because you know, I felt very enlightened by the spirituality of the church and the power of this church, and not that I'm overly religious, but you know, I just felt the power of this spiritually, and the power of the sunny day, and from the universe supplying this beauty around me with the trees and the bluebells and all of that. And you know, I'd got blossom sort of floating in front of me, coming down off the trees, and I walked around the corner and I saw people sobbing their eyes out, and a procession, a funeral procession, and a coffin, and all the the funeral party and everything, crying, and it kind of made me you know, it brought me back to reality. And it's not that I was being selfish for a day, I just felt that, you know, I just want to go out and have a beautiful walk and taking some beautiful history and all of this, and bang, I was like faced with this reality of life, you know, death, you know. And I just thought, you know, it brought me right back to where I started on that day, where I needed to get out. I needed to go out and get the cobwebs out of my hair, and kind of made me realise that, you know, yes, this is life. You know, this is life, and yes, you know, if we're grown up and we have a backbone, we know that this is life. We know that we don't need this like divine reminder that this is life, this is, you know, this is beauty around us, but around the corner there is death, you know. I certainly don't need to be reminded, not after being a nurse and seeing this on a daily basis and all of this. And I'm not talking about myself here, I'm trying to say that you're in this kind of reality here, and this reality, you can see this reality in front of you, these signs, these traits and all of this, that there's something amiss here, something's not right. And I'm the only person here that is the strong one here. But I feel either you've tested the strength of this person, or the divine. The divine is testing the strength of you. You know, the divine, that day when I'd gone out and had that beautiful kind of day with all the blossom trees all hanging low and all of that, and it all being beautiful, and then bang, I'm faced with this. Maybe the divine was testing me, saying to me, we have this beauty, but we also have this too, which is part of life. And I feel this is what this message is with this reading is, you know, we have the happiness around us, we have these lovely times that we should cherish, but we also have to deal with things that we don't want to deal with. Okay. I do get this may be draining your energy though. It may be draining your energy for a while anyway, and you need to regroup with yourself, because there's too much. There's actually too much of this reality around you. And maybe, you know, maybe the divine is testing you. It's not enough to just say, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, because I get you very strong. It's making you very strong of a person. But you can't be strong upon strong upon strong upon strong, you know. Testing your strength, and I feel this is what this is for this time frame. Your strength has been tested. Let's pull out some more cards. Quite interesting, this reading, isn't it? Yeah, I get imbalance, quarrels, frustrations, extremes of behaviour, and not being in tune. You're not in tune with this whole thing here, this whole situation. And I get the fertile card. Again, it should be like this, okay? Harmony, homemaking, and that's in a perfect world. We don't live in a perfect world, and it's just horrible that we don't, I know. And you have got this in reverse, having to be strong. So, you know, this perfect world is ripped from under your feet, and you're trying to keep it like that, but it's not like that. Again, I get here that you know, there's problems in relationships, the 10 of Cups. So it should be like this, but it's not like that. It's like this. Somebody is in reverse. Somebody is self-medicating themselves. Whoever this is in your family, just keep an eye on a growing teenager, or keep an eye on your partner, male or female. There is an underlying problem here that's making this like this, okay? And yeah, I get addictions. Now, I've got the Devil card, but I get somebody has addictions around you, and you're not aware of it. You don't feel as if this is as serious as what you feel. It's addictions to alcohol, drugs, any kind of addiction, you know, gambling, you name it. So I've got all this around you, and I did pull in when I did work on that detox ward, so maybe that's why I pulled this in, because of these addictions here. This is what this is. There's alcohol around you. And you're very careful. I get you, Aries. I hope it's not you that's like this, but I get you, Aries, that's very careful what they drink. You're not a drinker. I'm picking up that you're not a really big drinker, or you may have been a big drinker but you're not now. And you're very careful because you know this can lead to a destructive road. But I do get somebody else around is dabbling with, is on the edge, maybe an alcoholic, and you're not aware of it, and now you are becoming aware that there may be a problem here. There's craziness, this crazy town around you too, and it feels like you're the only person that's the backbone here, needing to be strong upon strong upon strong. Okay, so that's this time frame, okay, Aries. So if, gosh, I try to, you know, if you do want a personal reading, for me to help you, guide you intuitively, please send me an email. My email address is on this screen here. I've also got discounts too, which will be at the end of this. It's to celebrate. We've got a royal wedding coming up this weekend, okay, which is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So I thought that I'd celebrate by giving a little discount for that, and it's a royal wedding discount. So it'll be at the end here if you want to do that. Now, in terms of this reading, let's just finish off here and summarize. I feel that, you know, I feel you need to create your own space here out of this crazy town craziness. If you cannot escape, then, you know, if you've got kids, go and get, you know, go and put a picnic in the back of your car and go to some beautiful place, lovely nature reserve or something like that, and take your kids and let your kids run free. Even if you know, even if you're on your own, go and hire a bike for a day and go cycling for a day and just escape from this. I feel that's your way to cope in this situation. A bit like me when I was in that crazy ward, and on my days off I'd do some escape activities to be able to cope. So I feel it's the same here. Remember, you can't change the world. You can try to help these people around you, but they have to want to be able to change themselves. And some people you're not going to be able to change. They will be like that until their deathbed, you know. So I would look at your own sanity, look at your own strength and your own well-being. Go and get yourself off for that day. If you do it twice a week just to get your own space and then you return to this crazy town, I feel that would help. If you're able to, because I do get, for a lot of you, you're wondering what these people are not even serving me anymore. They're not serving me. I'd be better off moving away from this to somewhere that's, you know, more tranquil, more and it's not running away. I feel, you know, some people say this is life, you can't run away, but it's not running away. It's kind of realizing that you're not in tune with this anymore. You have evolved to a higher level than this. So it's like kind of going closer to the people that are more in tune to you and looking how you can create that in your life, because it is there, and if you're able to, you may be able to move physically away from this. Okay, so I'm going to say, look after yourself, love yourself. Okay, put yourself first. You can't change the world, absolutely not. So look after yourself and love yourself, and that's your reading, Aries, and I will see you for the monthly readings in the future. Okay, and bye for now. Bye bye.